Let me ask you something. What if the biggest wealth transfer of this decade is happening right now? And most people don't even realize it. Because this isn't just about politics. It's not even just about the stock market. It's about who understands what's happening and who gets left behind. Back in 2025, the president told Americans to go out and buy stocks. Right after that, the market hit new record highs again and again and again. Some people called it market manipulation. Others quietly paid attention and made a lot of money. Now here we are in 2026, and it's happening again. Just days before the new year, the president went on stage and promised something even bigger. An economic boom bigger than anything the world has ever seen. And then, right after that, the Treasury Secretary stepped forward and said something that made investors sit up straight. He said 2025 was just setting the table, and 2026 is the feast. Now, let me be very clear about something. No one has a crystal ball. No one can predict the stock market with certainty. But what we can see is that the US government is spending more money than ever to keep the market moving higher in 2026. And the people who understand how this system works are positioning themselves to grow their wealth faster, while everyone else slowly falls behind. And that's why understanding this shift right now matters more than ever, because investment opportunities are changing faster than most people can keep up. Artificial intelligence is changing entire industries. Government policy is reshaping where money flows. The Federal Reserve is changing how money moves through the economy. And when systems change like this, new opportunities are created, but only for those who are paying attention. So let's break down what's actually happening. The president has said this economic boom in 2026 will be driven by three main things: lower interest rates, more government stimulus, and one very important goal: not letting the stock market collapse. Let's start with interest rates. There are two kinds of rates you should care about: retail rates, like mortgages, car loans, credit cards, and the federal funds rate, the rate banks use to lend money to each other. Think of it like wholesale money. When banks can borrow cheaply, they can lend more. And when money becomes cheaper, more of it flows into assets like stocks. The president has been pushing for aggressively lower rates. And here's the key part. The head of the Federal Reserve's term expires in mid-2026, which means a new chair could be appointed, one who's more open to cutting rates. If that happens, it doesn't just help consumers, it helps Wall Street. Big institutions borrow massive amounts of money. And when borrowing gets cheaper, that money often ends up in the stock market. More buyers, more demand, higher prices. Now let's talk about stimulus. When people hear stimulus, they think checks. That's not what this is about. This is about policy. Tariffs have changed global trade. China has restricted rare earth exports. And those materials are critical for technology, defense, and AI. So the US is doing something different now. Instead of relying on other countries, it's making it easier to mine and produce these materials at home. Same thing with AI. AI doesn't run on thin air. It needs massive data centers. And new policies are making it easier to build and fund those too. But here's where things really change. The government isn't just creating favorable policies, it's also investing directly into public companies tied to these industries. That means the same system setting the rules is also participating in the upside. That's a major shift. Now let's talk about money printing. There are three players in the economy: consumers, businesses, investors. Everyone is a consumer. You buy food, clothes, technology. But when prices rise, who really benefits? Not workers. Wages lag behind. It's investors. Inflation means you spend more at businesses. Those higher prices become higher profits, and profits belong to investors. After years of pulling money out of the system, the Federal Reserve ended that policy in late 2025. And almost immediately, money started flowing back in. That trend is expected to continue in 2026. And finally, deficit spending. The US government spends more than anyone else in the economy. And in 2026, it's expected to spend trillions more than it collects. That money doesn't disappear. It moves through the system, into companies, into markets, which again, benefits investors. Now, here's the part most people don't talk about. The government cannot afford a stock market collapse. The stock market reflects confidence in the dollar and confidence in the government itself. With massive debt and global reliance on the US dollar, stability isn't optional. It's necessary. That's why policies, spending, and monetary decisions are aligning toward one goal: keeping the system moving. So here's the real takeaway. This isn't about hype, and it's not about blindly buying stocks. It's about understanding how money flows and positioning yourself where that flow is strongest. Because when the system shifts, the biggest opportunities don't come with warnings. They come quietly, and the people who see them early are the ones who benefit the most. If you want to stay ahead instead of catching up later, this is the moment to start paying attention, because 2026 isn't just another year. It's a turning point.